There is a single sentence that hurts more deeply than any insult, deeper than ridicule or open hatred, because it does not come from emotion, and it does not arise from losing control. It comes from deliberate choice. If you have ever heard this sentence directed at you, you were not facing someone who snapped. You were standing before someone who acted with full awareness. Carl Jung devoted his life to exploring what exists beneath the human facade, beneath politeness, ethics, and the carefully maintained identities people adopt to function in society. What he discovered was disturbing. Certain words, he found, do not merely communicate emotion. They expose psychological architecture. They reveal the condition of a person's inner world. And at times, they expose something so unsettling that once seen, it permanently changes how you perceive that individual. To understand the sentence itself, you must first understand the mind that speaks it. This is not about stress, arguments, or emotional overload. It points to a psychological process that develops gradually, silently, and often unnoticed. Jung taught that every person carries a shadow, the aspects of the psyche we reject or deny, envy, resentment, hostility, and the potential for cruelty. The shadow itself is not inherently harmful. Jung emphasized this. It becomes dangerous only when it remains unconscious. Many people try to stay good by pushing their shadow further out of awareness. They distract themselves, justify their behavior, and avoid honest self-reflection. But others take a different route. Instead of suppressing the shadow, they cultivate it. When the shadow is nourished rather than integrated, it expands. Eventually, it ceases to be something a person possesses and becomes something they embody. At this stage, perception warps. The individual no longer recognizes others as separate human beings. Instead, they see projections, mirrors of their own unresolved darkness. Their anger is assigned to you. Their insecurity is placed on you. Their shame is deposited into you. You become the vessel for everything they cannot deal with within themselves. This process is projection, and projection is never harmless. Gradually, it solidifies into something even more destructive, contempt. Contempt is not anger. Anger still acknowledges the other's humanity. Contempt strips it away. It is the conviction that another person is inferior, unworthy of compassion or respect. Jung recognized contempt as a fixed psychological stance. Once established, moral restraint weakens. The internal limits that stop most people from intentionally hurting others begin to dissolve. This is where intentional cruelty emerges. One of Jung's most crucial insights was this: people who inflict deliberate harm rarely see themselves as cruel. They see themselves as justified. The mind is extraordinarily adept at deceiving itself, especially when it wants to violate moral boundaries without feeling guilt. Long before any harm occurs, the mind prepares. The person constructs an internal case against you. Your words become attacks. Your boundaries become insults. Your silence becomes manipulation. Evidence is gathered selectively. Imagined conversations are rehearsed in which you are always wrong, and they are always wronged. This is not remembering, it is rehearsal. That rehearsal is vital. It allows harm to be inflicted without remorse. By the time the damage is done, the person has already convinced themselves it was necessary. Then, after the harm, something revealing often happens. The facade falls away. The shadow speaks. The sentence itself is simple, almost offhand: "I knew exactly what I was doing to you." Or some variation of it. "I meant it. I wanted you to feel that." These words are not delivered in anger. They are spoken calmly. And that clarity is what makes them terrifying. This is not a confession of guilt. It is a statement of intent. It communicates that your pain was deliberate, calculated, and personal. Jung believed that when the shadow completely takes control, it no longer conceals itself. It seeks acknowledgement. It seeks dominance. Speaking this sentence is not about truth, it is about power. When someone tells you they hurt you on purpose, they are not relieved. They are satisfied. Jung noted that deliberate harm creates a deep psychological stake. When someone plans your suffering, they invest emotionally in it, imagining it, rehearsing it, and anticipating the outcome. Your pain becomes the payoff. That is why they want you to know what they did. They want it understood that your safety never mattered, that your well-being was excluded from their calculations. They want you to feel their perceived power over your inner life. This dynamic produces what Jung described as ego inflation, an artificial sense of superiority built through another person's distress. But the danger rarely ends with the harm itself. Often, it escalates afterward. The psyche now faces a contradiction. A moral boundary has been crossed, yet the ego cannot endure seeing itself as cruel. So it adapts, not by taking responsibility, but by distorting reality. This is where gaslighting starts. The same individual who acknowledged intent will later diminish the damage, reframe the event, or challenge your response. You are told you're overreacting, too sensitive, too dramatic, and unwilling to let things go. Jung referred to this as psychic invasion, the effort to occupy another person's inner world with a warped version of the truth. If they can destabilize your perception, they are spared the need to confront their own. One crucial point matters here: when someone gaslights you after intentional harm, the process is not over. Jung believed that what often follows is fueled by envy. His work on resentment revealed that some individuals are not seeking resolution. They are seeking dominance. They want you to remain diminished so their self-justifying story survives. Your recovery threatens that narrative. If you heal, regain clarity, and rebuild strength, it exposes their control as temporary. For someone driven by contempt, that realization is unbearable. This is why they frequently reappear quietly and indirectly. A message framed as concern. A remark meant to reopen old wounds. A rumor designed to erode your progress. Jung described resentment as a toxin that poisons the one who carries it. Your suffering was meant to soothe their inner conflict. When it fails to do so, anxiety takes over. That is why your healing is not merely personal, it destabilizes them. So what would Jung advise? He never promoted revenge, not because it is unethical, but because it binds you to the shadow of the person who harmed you. For Jung, the highest form of resistance was transformation. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. This is not denial. It is integration. To integrate is to acknowledge pain without allowing it to define you. To face darkness without letting it reside within you. To set boundaries without bitterness. To speak truth without fixation. To leave without carrying their poison. They sought to fracture you. Wholeness is your defiance. Healing is not absolution for them. It is liberation for you. When someone tells you, I know exactly what I'm doing to you, believe them. But don't let that sentence confine you. Let it sharpen your awareness.